child, adolescent, and adult populations. She holds graduate and master's degree in clinical psychology from University of Melbourne and MIT University. Specializes in neurodevelopment disorders, particularly autism spectrum disorder, and currently focuses on complex clinical cases with adults using evidence-based compassionate therapeutic approaches. I would also like to welcome. We have. All right. With this, I would invite Chair Professor Samina to please initiate the session and guide us through the session. Thank you. Warm greetings to everyone, and I extend my gratitude to Professor Tanuja and the team, Professor Rahman and all, the organizing committee for inviting me, and especially all the esteemed guests to the university on this dais, because it's very important. Mental stigma, and everyone knows, I mean, those who are not from psychology background also, that this is a mental health week, and this is an attempt to make the people aware, because then it is a chain which will be spread. So please utilize this, and I just hand over to rest of the esteemed delegates and the coordinator for this to start the session. Okay, thank you. A very good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, I would like to acknowledge the professor, HOD, Ms. Amina Bano. Thank you so much for having us here in your esteemed university. Thank you so much, Mr. Mujabir Rahman, for this opportunity. And, in the previous session, we were hearing why Jamia is one of the best institutes, right? Because your management is taking so much care about the mental health. They have, partnered in collaboration with Photo to get into the nuances of what is the mental health and this breaking the stigma. Mental health, sabko pata hai. We all know what mental health is at some level, right? We will go more deeper into that. But breaking the stigma and getting the social inclusion into this, that is the biggest thing actually what the university is getting into. The university has a vision of breaking the stigmas where many of you, I'm sure you have access to, you have heard over the your phones. Everybody was talking a lot about the phones. You have heard what psychology is, what mental health is, what mental health disorders are. But I don't think anybody had the courage to go or reach out to any psychologist, right? Till date. They are dealing with your own problems on your own. So today, your university is giving you a chance to break that stigma, to break that mental barrier in your head that why you should take that first step and go to a psychologist when you feel that your mental health is affected in some way and you need to take care of it. So thank you so much, again, for inviting us in collaboration with Photo. And I would like to call Pragya Arora on stage, where we will start with a small fun activity, which is the icebreaker activity, right? So Pragya, over to you. Hello everyone. Hi, how are you doing? Awesome. So I think we've had enough of speeches for the day. I think we've had enough of conversations around mental health. And I think you guys are pretty tired of it. I can say I am too. Here we are. So let's come into an icebreaker. Let's do a small activity, right? We're all talking about how we need to have open conversations about mental health, but are we doing any action is where the stigma gets louder, right? We are breaking the stigma by talking about it, but are we doing any action is what we want to get to the realization now, right? So just by a show of hands, how many of you
know about mental health? Awesome. You can raise those hands higher. Awesome. Okay, so I see a fair bit of people who know about mental health. How many of you know about fever? Awesome. How many of you know about cancer? Great. How many of you know about COVID? We've all been through that. We've all had our vaccinations done, hopefully. Okay. How many of you have been to a GP, a general physician, like a doctor? Really? There are some people who haven't been to a doctor? Are you guys real? Awesome. Okay. Okay. And how many of you have been to a therapist, a psychologist? I hear you. I see you. Awesome. That's great. That's great. So you see how there's a difference between physical and mental health right here, the barrier between see the people raising their hands, right? We all know about mental health, we all talk about mental health, but are we really doing the action? Are we really going to a psychologist and see how many of you are stressed right now? I mean, you have your exams coming, you all are studying in college. I'm sure you all are massively stressed. But are we actually seeing a counselor for this, or are we just talking to our friends about, oh, you're stressed, oh, I'm stressed, and that's how we go about it? Right? So while it's all fun and games, what we want to propose with Koto is that I will give you a good usage of a phone, right? The good usage of the phone could be downloading the app. We want to make it very accessible to you that whenever you need it, reach out to us, right? Reach out to one of the psychologists on the platform, um, and just talk about whatever you're going through, right? We've had enough conversations, enough speeches about how mental health matters. I think you're all aware of mental health at this point of time, but now we're bridging to the step of taking action. So reach out and do talk about it. Now we're going to go into a presentation. Awesome. Again, a short speech. We'll try. We'll try to keep it as interactive as possible.
Okay. So thank you so much, Pragya. So what we just did is that how comfortable we are to know about the physical, any of the physical ailment which is happening. Be it fever, be it COVID, be it cancer, we all have awareness about that. But when it comes to mental health, the hands show up was very less, right? Why? Because somewhere in our mind, mental health is something if I raise my hand, somebody's like going to say it's पागल है, right? Somebody's going to tell me ये तो पागल है, इसके पीछे साथ कौन जाएगा? That stigma still stays in our mind. That is why you are not able to reach out. And second thing is the symptoms. Symptoms, अगर आपको physical problem है, you have pain, you have a fever, आपसे उठा नहीं जा रहा है, you know there is something physically wrong. You can see it. But when you are going through a mental health condition, you cannot see it. It is just I don't feel like getting out of the bed. मुझे सारा दिन मन करता है कि मैं सिर्फ अपना बेड पे बैठ के लेटी रहूं और मतलब सिर्फ फोन को स्क्रॉल करते रहूं mindlessly, right? That is what we all do. And when we tell this to our friends, what our friends tell you? अरे कुछ नहीं होता, चलो काम हो, let's go for a coffee. सब ठीक हो जाएगा. इसमें कोई उसमें डॉक्टर को मिलने की बात नहीं है, इसमें कोई घबराने की बात. This is what you hear most very often, and that is where we somewhere normalize whatever we are feeling in our mind, which whoever is going through it, I know it is not normal, but others, the perception is because it is not visible, it is okay. चलता है, कुछ खास नहीं है. So recognizing where it happens, right? And जैसे आपको प्रज्ञा ने बताया, we have very good use of your phone. You can put your phone to very good use by downloading the app Photo. So what exactly is Photo? Photo is an online platform where we have made the mental health. So Photo is the 3 A's. So mental health is affordable, it's accessible, and it is available at any time. Affordable because the prices are very, very affordable for everyone, even if you're a student. It's very accessible for you. Mental health, otherwise, it seems कि अगर हम psychologist के पास जाएंगे, the fees is going to be, 1 hour session is going to be 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, right? So how can we afford that? But here at Photo, we have made it affordable. Second, accessible. You can access Photo. You don't have to take an appointment and travel 10 kilometers to reach your psychologist. Sitting here right now, you can use your phone and download the app, and on your fingertips, your psychologists are there to help you at any point. And then the availability. Availability, we are available 24/7, 365 days. Okay, so at any point, whenever you want, चाहे Sunday है या रात के 2 बजे है, if you're feeling not okay, you can reach out to us on Photo. You will always find someone who will be there, hearing you out, talking to you, and making you feel at ease in your situation. So this is what Photo is. Photo is a trusted platform. The mission of Photo is to build the world's largest platform for emotional wellness, providing millions with real-time expert support, fostering resilience, spiritual growth, and transformative healing. So we are not just into mental. We are like mind, body, and soul. Because it is we human beings are not just the mind or just the body, right? We are the mind, body, and the soul together. So we concentrate on all the aspects of a human being to help you raise from whatever conditions you are. You got it. So these are the team of experts we have who are all well-known psychologists. Okay, so what we can do as what are the specialities that you can see us for Photo. We have the relationship counselors, marriage counselor, parenting coaches, psychologists, wellness coaches, and holistic healers for a balanced mind, body, and soul. We deal in all these available fields. And the why Photo is reaching out with your university or your university is collaborating with Photo because as per the recent studies, the young generation which is there right now, they are at a higher risk, 80% higher risk of any mental health disorder, any mental health condition. I would not say a disorder, a mental health condition which they can have, which in further, if not treated well, can spiral into something more deeper, right? So to nip it in the bud, that is where we are collaborating with all the universities and a lot of universities. Over the years, I'm sure last week only we heard so many sad incidents about children committing suicide, young adults who are in college committing suicide under the pressure of now the pressure is not just academic, it is relationship, it is social, it is about academics also, and the expectation. The bigger part is the expectations from the family, from the society, the expectations. So those are the stressor points where we are doing. So I would like everyone to just, whoever is present here, please close your eyes, sit straight, your spine straight, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Yes. One more time, we'll take 3 deep breaths at your convenience. Take 3 deep breaths. And now, after you've done your 3 breaths, please think about what you are feeling. You're really feeling deep down inside what you're feeling. Are you scared? Not like if she asks me, what am I going to say? I will say, I'm fine. I'm fine का आंसर नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. अपने साथ आप ढूंढो. What are you really feeling? Maybe somebody is feeling sad. Maybe somebody is very anxious. Maybe somebody is feeling guilty about something that just happened in your life. Maybe you have a lot of anger about something. Somebody did something wrong to you, and you have a lot of anger around it. So I want you to take a deep breath and get in touch with those feelings. What you're really, really feeling. Because today we are going to talk about social inclusion. And social inclusion starts when you include yourself first. You have to actually identify what you really feel. Give yourself permission to feel, maybe somebody's feeling sad. Give yourself permission to feel sad. Don't just rub it under that I'm fine, right? Don't just rub it under, maybe somebody's feeling very angry about something. Something just happened, somebody wronged you, or maybe your friend betrayed you in some manner. You're heartbroken, right? So you have to give yourself the permission to feel that feeling. Because when you accept that I can feel sad, that is when you can accept that one of your classmates who's not talking to anyone, who suddenly stopped talking to everybody and is just isolating himself, what that person would be feeling. And that is the starting from where social inclusion happens. When we are thinking about the emotions of others, right? And the world where we are normally, we talk about, as we all said, we talk about physical pain, but we never talk about our emotional or mental pain because of the stigma. And the today morning session, Mr. Registrar Saab ne bhi bola tha that when we should concentrate on talking a lot. So today, let us talk. Let us not keep quiet. Let us talk. Would somebody like to share what they are feeling? I can see a few tears. I can see people wiping off the tears. Yeah. So it is just that 2 minutes I gave you. Please hug the friend next to you. Please hug your friend next to you. I can see a lot of tears. Pragya, she needs your help. Yeah?
Oh my God, we didn't want to make you cry.
See, everyone, can you just come on, come here. Fazia, come here.
Making people cry.
I am so sorry. I never. I'm very sorry, right? But this is all it means. Just a small hug. Just hugging someone, just being there. I never said her anything. She might be feeling better about it. Yeah. So this is all, this is where social inclusion starts. This is just a small thing where I wanted to show you in experience how to, in practical, how it happens. बातें बहुत करते हैं सब लोग बहुत बोलते हैं कि ये करना है मेंटल हेल्थ ये होता है मेंटल हेल्थ नथिंग मेंटल हेल्थ इज एक्चुअली लिसनिंग एंड हियरिंग टू द पर्सन विदाउट एनी जजमेंट आपके दिमाग में जहां पर जजमेंट स्टिग्मा क्या है स्टिग्मा एक जजमेंट है कि मेरे बारे में कोई क्या सोचेगा लोग मुझे पागल बोलेंगे लोग मेरे बारे में बातें करेंगे अरे देखो शी इज गोइंग टू अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट उसका शायद दिमाग में कोई प्रॉब्लम है दैट इज व्हाट स्टिग्मा इज दैट इज व्हाट जजमेंट इज एंड दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू ब्रेक राइट नाउ not by just giving you a lecture but giving you a practical thing of what stigma is so many people were smiling हंसते खेलते सब लोग आए थे but just one minute of deep breathing into and touching your own inner self everything came out what you were holding and आज मैं जब आ रही थी when I was driving back there was a young boy in front of मेरी कैब के सामने कोई लड़का था बाइक पर उसकी टी शर्ट पे लिखा हुआ था एक मैसेज I saw and it resonated so well with me it was written that may we all heal from the things we do not talk about and I was like this is so in the rhythm which I'm going to talk about today this is so much in rhythm with a stigma and social inclusion so please talk सुबह रजिस्ट्रार साहब ने भी यही बोला था to emphasize on talking right जब वाइस चांसलर साहब यहाँ पे थे उन्होंने भी आपको पॉजिटिविटी के बारे में बहुत बताया था. पॉजिटिविटी कैसे आएगा जब आप बात करेंगे. You have to talk, right? Look at the people around you who have suddenly changed in their behavior. Look at the people around you who have suddenly gone quiet और उनका behavior change हो गया है. Behavior change होने का मतलब है there is something going on. आज वाइस चांसलर साहब ने आपको जो एक बात बताई थी, उन्होंने बताया था थॉट्स, दैट अपने थॉट्स को पॉजिटिव रखना है. क्यों? What is I from the psychology point of view I'll tell you. उन्होंने तो आपको बहुत अच्छे स्टोरी के साइड से बताया, हंसते हुए उन्होंने बताया. But from the psychology point of view, I would like to tell you why thoughts are so important. उन्होंने जो कहा थॉट्स को पॉजिटिव रखना है, क्यों रखना है? क्योंकि आपके जो थॉट्स है, आपके थॉट्स आपका एक्शन बनाते हैं और आपका एक्शन आपका बिहेवियर बनाता है. अगर आपके दिमाग में पॉजिटिव थॉट्स जा रहे हैं, योर एक्शंस विल बी पॉजिटिव and when you behave with others around you, that would be positive. And if it is negative, everything comes down to negative, right? So positivity, positive thoughts are very, very important, and especially for the young students, you know, like all of you present here. उन्होंने सुबह जैसे बताया था कि कैसे आप अपने आप को पॉजिटिव, अपने थॉट्स को पॉजिटिव रख सकते हो. He told you, he gave you a lot of things, so I will not repeat all that. But you know, put your emphasis on really having positive thoughts so that your actions and your behaviors are also positive, right? So that is very, very important. And mental health कोई disorder नहीं है. When we talk about mental health, I said we'll talk about mental health. क्या है when you feel that your mental health is not going fine, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है आपको कोई disorder है. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि आपको कोई सच में clinical problem है या आपके दिमाग में कोई problem है. Mental health means that you need to think about the way you feel, the way you cope with the life's challenges. हमारे इमोशंस कैसे हैं? आप अपने इमोशंस को कैसे संभाल रहे हो, वो आजकल मेन हम मेंटल हेल्थ पे जाते हैं. बिकॉज इमोशंस आल्सो गिव इनटू फीलिंग्स एंड थॉट्स एंड बिहेवियर एंड एवरीथिंग इज लिंक्ड, राइट? आई विल नॉट गो इनटू डिटेल एंड बोर यू, बट यस, this is the step that you know where you have to take care of your emotions and the emotions of everyone around you. That is where Photo, which is an emotional wellness app, comes into play. That is where all the psychologists that we have on Photo, they help you in that manner, right? They help handling your emotions very well. And the non-judgment part which I spoke about, right? Judgment आपको यहाँ पे देखा, I did not do anything. I just went and hugged her and maybe she felt better, right? So just that non-judgment way, कि I don't want to know, I don't want to get nosy into what you're happening, what is your, why you're crying, what is happening. No, I did not get nosy into that. I just went, accepted that yes, you have full right to feel emotional, and just hug the person and she felt much better. Did you? Yes. Right? So this is what mental health is, and this is what, you know, when you're helping someone, that is where the social inclusion also starts. Right? सबसे पहले we started this exercise with this only. सबसे पहले get your get the awareness of your feelings. Once you have awareness of your feelings, you will know that if somebody else is feeling the feeling low, feeling in a low mood, so that is valid, and I should not judge that person because मुझे भी ये feel होता है, and I should not judge that person. That is where the thing is. And हमने talking की बात कर रहे हैं, so we need to talk, because what is the cost of silence? Can you tell me, यहाँ पे सब लोग हैं, any guesses also that when how much time, average, how much time it takes a person to acknowledge that yes, I'm feeling bad, or I'm feeling upset about something, and reach out for help? How much time? कोई बता सकता है? Any guesses?
A few seconds, if we know about that, a few seconds.
Few seconds, definitely, if you have photo in your app, right? If you don't have photo in your app, it's 8 years. 8 years, this is the study which has gone on. So 8 years of pretending, 8 years of feeling I'm feeling different. ठीक है, सबके जैसा नहीं feel कर रही हूँ, मेरी feelings थोड़ी different है. It is 8 years. It takes a person to take the first step, and you're wasting those 8 precious years of your life. Right? So reach out and reach out to your friends whom you feel are, at any point they need your help, they need your attention. Reach out to them. So how do we now we come to the how do we promote social inclusion? Okay, so now what we can do, just asking your friends that what's wrong with them. सारा दिन वो बना के बैठे रहते हैं. What's wrong with her? She's never talking anytime straight. What's wrong with her? She never passes her notes to me. Instead of saying that, if you say, "Are you okay? I saw that you were not, talking to everybody else. I saw you missed having lunch with everybody. Are you okay?" Just asking this much is what is the social inclusion. This is how you will start. आपको कोई बहुत बड़ा करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Just these small things, kindness, listening, non-judgment are the things. बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें, मजाक मत उड़ाइए किसी का. अगर किसी को help चाहिए, ये बहुत छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं which you can start to have this, social inclusion in your life. And और ज्यादा बोर नहीं करूंगी मैं सबको. I will just close with that mental health, breaking the stigma is just not about awareness, it is about action. Awareness बहुत है सबको, action लेना बहुत जरूरी है. Take action to actually move away from the stigma. And then each time you choose, how do you take action? You take action every time you choose kindness over judgment. You choose listening over labeling. And you choose empathy over indifference. Whenever you do that, you are taking action to break the stigma. Okay? So let's build this campus culture where you don't have to hide, nobody has to hide their feelings and their struggles. Right? You should be open. Yes, you're struggling, come and talk to me. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. Otherwise, we have photo. You can go to photo and talk to people on photo. Right? Because they know that now people will talk only when they know that they belong. And one message which I would like to tell you is, remember that it is okay to not be okay, but it is not okay to be silent. Right? So today morning everybody has spoken a lot, emphasized a lot. Registrar Sam ने भी बहुत talking के ऊपर बोला, he emphasized on that. So again this message that it is not okay, it is okay to be okay, but it is not okay to be silent. So I hope, after this, after a lot of knowledge sharing, after a lot of this experiment which I did, which is छोटा सा हमने experiment किया, you know the importance of actually reaching out and not keeping everything inside. Right? So may we all heal from the things that we do not talk about. Thank you. Now we can
Hi, wow, it's me again. Cool. So I'm always here for activities, not here for speeches. Okay. So I'm going to do a small activity which is about mask in and mask out. Nakab, जो हम सब पहनते हैं, right? So the mask that we always wear is I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm good. However, we want to talk about vulnerability now. I love, though we were not here to make you cry, but I love that you guys opened up and you guys shed those tears out because you were feeling some pain inside, right? So we want to talk about the mask that you wear and the mask, what you're really feeling inside and what you show outside of the world. Is there anyone who wants to talk about it? Anyone who wants to share? And this is why we say mental health needs action, guys. See, when it comes to talking about, when it comes to awareness, we all know what mental health is, right? And we all know it internally. We're here, we're present for workshops, but are we really stepping into the action? Are we really showing our vulnerabilities and actually breaking the stigma, that's the line that we talk about. Fine, I'll go first. So, currently, my grandmother is terminally ill. She's suffering with stage 4 cancer. And my LinkedIn is going to read that I delivered a workshop in JMI College. So that's a mask that I'm wearing today, that I'm okay, I'm fine to the outside world. And I'm here to deliver a speech, I'm here to deliver a workshop. Meanwhile, internally, I'm struggling to deal with a certain death of my grandmother. Now, that's did not really take me a lot of courage to say this, but that's just what it is, right? It's life. I mean, you're going to talk about what you're dealing with, you're going to talk about what you're struggling with. I mean, my introduction was fantastic. Thank you for making me sound like a hero, a graduate from University of Melbourne and like whatnot. But honestly, I myself have been through depression. I was sexually assaulted as a child, and it took me what 1.5 years in therapy to actually get out of depression myself. I've been through panic attacks, been through hallucinations, even to a point of suicide. But here I am. And that's the I'm so not trying to inspire you guys, seriously. I'm not an inspiration at all. However, I'm just talking about life, just talking about the truths of my life. And it's nothing inspirational, it's nothing heroic. It's actually the fact. I mean, I have a scar from depression in my hand 8 years ago. I tried to cut myself and whatnot because it's not that I was not able to face it, it's just that I thought it's better to end my life rather to face this pain. But 8 years ahead, I can tell you I'm grateful for that phase of my life because it taught me the amount of strength I have. I'm here, I'm now on the other side of depression where I'm here to cure it. I'm here to not let another person go through depression alone. So that's the purpose of my life. The story was my own inspiration to myself, not to be hero to anybody else. If you are any bit inspired, talk about your failures. Talk about how you studied all night for an exam but could not reach the marks that you were expecting. Talk about the heartbreaks that you're going through. Talk about the failures that you went through. It's all okay. It's really fine. We're not just here for the ups, we're here for the downs. I will still ask again if anybody wants to take up the floor to talk about their mask that they're wearing today. Anyone wants to share the behind story of I'm fine? That's a very good way to throw me out of the podium. Okay, maybe not. We're not ready today, but maybe we build a culture with Koto and this college altogether to maybe next time when we come here, we talk about your failures out loud. Awesome, thank you.
Okay, so this was very disappointing. Nobody raised their hand. Nobody came up to talk about their challenges. So, anyways, so we are going to talk about one takeaway point from the workshop, right? I think everybody has pen and paper in their hand, and because of the social media, thanks to social media, everybody knows about what journaling is, right? You all know. Sunay, anybody's heard about journaling? Yes? Okay. So people have heard about journaling. Journaling is what we as psychologists use, and it is a very effective way of releasing your emotional burden, right? But करते कैसे हैं? सिर्फ ये नहीं कि पेपर पे जाके लिख दिया. What is the step-by-step process? So today, I'm going to share a step-by-step process of what actually journaling is. So I would like everyone, please take notes कि क्या ये process क्या है, हम इसे कैसे करते हैं, so that when you feel like, today I'm really not feeling well, I really need to get my emotions out, मुझे journaling करना है. So we will share about that. The first point is to prepare to have a space which is, a safe space where nobody is going to disturb you at that point. Have a corner. If you're staying in a hostel or something, have a maybe time when you are not disturbed by your roommates, nobody's there. Yes, you have a question. Okay, I thought you have a question. No problem. Okay, so have a space where you will not be disturbed by the people around you, right? So first thing is to have that space where you are going to write for maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and your intention is to let this feeling move. Maybe you're feeling very sad, maybe you're feeling very upset, very angry about something. You really want to cry and you don't know why, right? So first is having that space and having that intention. I'm going to write for 15 minutes, and my intention is to make this feeling of guilt, of sadness, of unhappiness, of anger move from my body, right? Second is to ground and check in. Second is grounding is very, very important. Grounding में क्या होता है where you actually because when you are feeling when you're feeling sad, upset, you don't know where it is happening. When you do the grounding exercise, you actually know in which part of your body you are feeling that emotion, which part of your body that emotion is lodged, right? So we do the grounding part. How do you do grounding? First is this is a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. Think about 5 things that you see around you, right? Second, then 4 things that you can touch. Think about those. Third is 3 things that you can hear. Maybe here you can hear the fan running, the AC running, or you can hear your heartbeat also if you're in a lot of anxiety. So here, 2 things that you can smell. Okay, anything that you can smell. And then 1 thing that you can taste. So when you go through this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise calmly, you will see that you feel a little more grounded in your body. You will know where exactly the feeling of heaviness is. So you will know which part of your body needs attention. So that is the grounding part. Then the third step is name the emotion. Name the emotion of what I am feeling right now. I'm feeling angry. I'm very angry. Anger is a very broad term. Anger नहीं है, ये तो frustration है. Frustration, anger ऊपर से गुस्सा लग रहा था. That I'm feeling because somebody said something bad to me. Frustration is the real feeling because I could not reply back and I just kept quiet. So वो anger नहीं है, वो actual में frustration है. That why could I not say, why could I not retaliate when I was being bullied? Why could I not retaliate? So it is not anger. Anger is a very broad feeling. Frustration है. तो आप frustration पर आइए. Name that emotion. Take 2 minutes. Now, when you do the grounding exercise, sitting in a calm place, doing the grounding exercise, and then think about the emotion, आपको वो emotion का नाम पता चलेगा क्या है. Right? Anger नहीं होगा, वो फिर frustration पर आ जाएगा. Frustration नहीं है, तो वो किसी और चीज पर आ जाएगा. So that is where you will feel that emotion. Then you unload the stream of consciousness. That is the point when you start writing. You write and write without any thoughts. बिना किसी thought के लिखिए, unfiltered, write anything which is coming to your mind. Do not bother about the grammar, do not bother about the commas and the full stops and anything. Just write what is coming to your mind. That is the point where you write. Okay? Now after writing, when you've written, give yourself enough time जब तक आप थक नहीं जाते ना लिख के. And I would actually ask, if you're doing journaling, it is best done with a pen and a paper. It is typing से journaling नहीं होती. That emotion doesn't come out. You have to feel that. हम जैसे kinesthetic बोलते हैं. You have to feel it. When you are writing it, it has to flow out of your body. Write it till the time you feel tired, you feel exhausted. Write it to that point. And then you move from the story to the sensation. Now, what am I feeling? I've written everything. Now, exactly where in my body is that feeling situated? Maybe I'm feeling a lot of heaviness in my heart, in my chest, I'm feeling a lot of heaviness. or there's a lot of, on my shoulders, I feel stuck. I feel a lot of weight on my shoulders. Or maybe my stomach is all curled up, knotted. I cannot breathe easily. Then you will know what is actually happening, in what part of your body is happening. And then write it down. My chest feels so, or my shoulders want to be relaxed. What your body will tell you what it needs to be done. For example, if your shoulders are feeling very heavy, my shoulders are feeling very heavy and stuck. So the next step, my shoulders want to be relaxed. So then you will ask, what do I want? My shoulders want to be relaxed. So then it is a way of how you deal with whatever. Your body will only tell you the answer. When you sit and actually get there, your body will tell you, I am feeling this. Now what do I want? This is what I want. The answer will come. Then be non-judgmental about whatever you've written. I would suggest do not go back and read what you have written, but even if you read, be very non-judgmental towards yourself. These are your pure feelings which have come out. Don't go and read and say, oh, how can I think of all that? Don't go back and do that. Don't read what you have done, right? So name the needs. Now, next point is name the needs and realistic next step. Now, if your body told you that your shoulders need to be relaxed, how can I do it? Should be your next question. How will I relax my shoulders? What can I do to relax my shoulders? Now it will come into release that emotion that you're carrying. How do I do that? When you do it, do I have the capability of doing it? Yes, then you do it. No, then you reach out to a psychologist or somebody you can talk to. Or better still, Koto. Right? Better still, Koto. Reach out. It is at your fingertips. Because you don't have to let that feeling pass. Because the moment that feeling passes on, then you're somewhere else. So right now, when you know that I need to talk to somebody to feel better. On your phone, you can get to our app and talk to somebody who will help you in releasing that. So do not let that moment pass. The moment where you want to feel that I need help, do not let that moment pass. Action. As I said, action is the step. Act on it and reach out to Bono. And then close and ground. Close and ground is the last step that, okay, this is what I've done today. This is what, how I'm feeling now. How I was feeling before on a scale of 1 to 10. And now I'm feeling on a score of 1 to 10 after I did the whole journaling exercise. So you measure. So because you have to measure what you're doing. If you don't measure, you don't know what is the outcome. So you measure on that activity. And these are the, I think 8 steps which I shared on how to do a journaling step by step, the actual process of doing journaling and not just writing. और पता नहीं अब लिखने के बाद करना क्या है, right? So this is, I hope everybody's taken the points, note down the points, and this is something you can take away from your today's session and work on very closely with yourself, right? Thank you so much for this. Yes. Now the floor is yours. Thank you. Thank you.
I think because it's a question and answer and then
Right.
Okay, so now this is for the audience, for the students, very dear students. It's open for the dialogue, a question and answer. The question you can ask and the answer you are looking for, the psychologists are there, right? So please, I'll encourage you people to speak and don't disappoint Pragya and Dr. Sonal. Why not? I will take the opportunity and utilize it. Okay, so one by one, let's take the questions, right? Please,
Be a spot, ask questions, and
You know,
it.
it's not necessary if you are asking a question, it's your problem. You can ask for your friend. You can ask for your classmates. You are observing someone and you need that. What can be done? You need to help someone. So that will be very good. I really want you people to please ask for your friends. It will be easier also, right? Please ask for your friends, classmates. Yeah, please. And introduce yourself also.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself Gulkesh. I'm from Center for Interdisciplinary Research. So my question to you is like sometimes students with unconventional ideas are told that they are over dreaming or being unrealistic. What advice would you give to them to stay motivated without burning out mentally?
One few more questions and then also.
Okay, that can also, right.
Anybody else? Few questions, then they can answer at one go.
So, in the morning, you were talking about what is genius and what is insanity, right? When Mr. Alphonse was talking. Yes, so that's a very nice question that you asked. And in the morning, we were talking about what Mr. Taking on what Mr. Alphonse was talking about, and what is genius and what is insanity. There's a very thin line between genius and insanity. And what we are talking about, unconventional ideas, can be a sign of genius, right? But with a little bit of wrapping of insanity. And that is what he spoke in the morning. That that was his life journey. That was his how he took his life and his growth made him rise to the top, right? And so many others also mentioned. I think Mr. Vice Chancellor Sam also mentioned about the same. That how insanity and geniusness together can make you, because what happens is when you have these unconventional ideas, as you spoke about, you get a lot of courage also, right? Because you are not tied. Why everybody doesn't have this unconventional ideas? Because आपको एक तरह से सोचना सिखाया गया स्कूल में. 2 into 2 4 ही होता है, आपको सिखाया गया है शुरू से. जो अनकन्वेंशनल आइडिया सोचते हैं ना, 2 into 2 6 क्यों नहीं होता, और जिसमें करेज होता है ये पूछने का कि 2 into 2 6 क्यों नहीं होता. That is what the people who rise, and that is what the people can actually take that insanity into geniusness. So I think if you have any unconventional ideas, please be aware, mull over those ideas, करो उनको marinate करो, सोचो अपने दिमाग में क्या है, and think that does it is it going into the type of insanity? Is it harming anybody? Is it harming me? Because of my unconventional idea, am I feeling a lot of pressure, or am I feeling a lot of negative thoughts because of that? Then yes, you need to ask for help. If it is not happening, if you're not getting any kind of negativity because of your unconventional ideas, then that is a good one. You should work on that. So you have to decide upon which side it falls on, whether it needs help or you can work on that more.
Next question.
Right.
Hi, good afternoon. My question, Martin Zarchana again. My question was that when we're trying to seek help, there are various terminologies that we get, that we face. Therapist, psychotherapist, clinical psychologist, counseling psychologist. So as a person who may not be qualified, who doesn't hold a degree or in psychology. So how does that person sort of understand and recognize who to reach out to, because there's the anxiety of course what you're feeling, what you're going through, then there's the anxiety of reaching at the correct doorstep, because obviously while seeking help, a wrong response can also, there's also this anxiety of a wrong response or a wrong diagnosis. So I think that's one of my questions. The second question is, you mentioned, can we have a little bit of quiet, please? I love that. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Second question is, you mentioned that, like you mentioned various categories that Porto caters to: relationship advice, marriage counseling, parenting, and all of that. You, however, there is one category that I am very keen about is neurodivergence. So that is something within the the psychology spectrum. I would say it doesn't talk. It's not talked about as much, and there's very less awareness on that. But does photo actually cater to it? Does it have like specialists catering to it? Third question: you displayed the personal information of like 4 people, like with their names, profiles, age, and their questions. I'm feeling this and all of that. Did you have their consent? Sorry, that question really bothered me. So
That's an excellent question. I definitely go on with that. Yeah, so that, okay, awesome. I personally love your questions. I'm gonna try to remember and go one by one. I'll start with your third question because it's a very important question. Those are AI generated client testimonials that you see up there. Pictures and the names, the age, everything is AI generated, right? We do not at any point of time share our actual clients' details on any platform, right? So even if you come on our platform and you give us a call, some of the calls are actually listed as public calling. Still, they are protected. Your name, your age, your face, nothing will be shown on the app or anywhere else without your consent ever. Um, Coming to your second question on neurodivergence, I am an autism expert. I have done 6 years of work in Australia with autistic children. So I guess Polo has good amount of people who work with that neurodivergence. One of them is sitting right in front of you. So if you have questions regarding the neurodivergence, you can always reach to me on the platform. Because if we talk about neurodivergence right now, it's going to be a 10-minute speech which nobody is interested in, I guess. You reach out to me on the platform, right? And I think with respect to your first question, which is very interesting, which is about the different kind of experts that we have on our platform. So one is a counseling expert, one is a clinical psychologist, there is counseling psychologist, there are therapists in general, and then there are psychiatrists, right? So this is why the talks about mental health is pretty important, where we differentiate between the 4 of them altogether. Psychiatrist is someone with a doctor degree, so they are generally going to prescribe you medicines. They are not really going to give you therapy as such, right? Clinical psychologist like myself is someone who deals with anxiety, depression, clinical cases of anxiety, depression. But yes, I do cater to the whole audience of counseling psychologists also, right? I will switch among both. Counseling psychologists, however, cannot take clinical cases, right? They are just there for counseling purposes. So, for example, if you're navigating through relationship issues, marital issues, life issues in general, which are not clinical to a level, right? Not because just because like we're feeling sad doesn't mean that we're depressed, right? There's a huge difference between a clinical depression and a general grief or general sadness. So for general purposes, counseling psychologists are there, right? And for clinical purposes, there are clinical psychologists. And then there comes therapists, life coaches. Those are essentially motivational speakers who help you gain some perspective in life, who help you sort out your perspective, gain motivation if you're feeling low. Or in general, if you're just feeling lonely, you're looking for support, that's what they do. I hope I answered all your 3 questions.
Yeah.
Awesome, great. I was afraid of you right now.
Any more questions? Anyone else?
We take 2 more questions and
Two
then
more questions. One
They
is
have a-
then
right, that's all.
Ma'am, you were asking us to offer a report, right? So do you think that will really happen? I mean, people will be comfortable in a public audience to talk about their issues. And also, I would like to know your comments on that. And also, particularly in education institutions, suicides are piling up. So, and it seems the institution is less vocal about the same. Like many of the institution doesn't have a properly working a university psychologist or maybe any mental health assistance as sort of that. and how can we deal with that particular issue? Also, like how institution itself is working as a cooperative role in this sort of suicides and all that thing. And also, do you think, I mean, students, especially in a public university, how mental health or this therapy and everything would be affordable, accessible, even though you're saying you have a platform like Koto and all, you're saying comparatively less amount, but there are people who don't even have a penny to take, I mean, spare on their mental health. So, what about that?
Awesome. So, with regards to your first question, I am really hopeful that people speak up more and more about it because I shared my whole life story without a hiccup. Because it's just the until and unless we normalize such conversations, we're going to be very afraid. What we're so afraid about talking about that I have a grandmother who's terminally ill and I'm sad about it. I didn't take a lot of courage to say that. It's just naturally there, right? So I'm hoping until, I mean, if we make it seem like it's very difficult to talk about these things, more and more people will hide away, right? Until we talk about it as normally as, oh, I'm a graduate from University of Melbourne, but I've also been through depression. This can come under the same line. It shouldn't have to be hidden away that, you know what, up to the world, I'm a graduate from University of Melbourne, but I cannot talk about depression. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to come like, oh my god, she has depression, like no, it has to be as equivalent as I have a degree from University of Melbourne, but I am also a warrior of depression. I went to a point of suicide, but did not. Came back, stood right here in front of you, and now I'm curing depression for all its matter. So I'm hoping that people do talk more and more about it. And yeah, let's just normalize it. Let's not make it seem like would people show up? And the minute we say that, we are catering to the tab. We're then saying that, oh, it's not really normal to talk about it. So do you really expect people to show up and talk about it? I just did, and I hope you do too, right? As for your second question, which was regards to the affordability, I guess, if I remember correctly, right? Awesome. So on Kodo, what we're breaking in is we're breaking in the hourly rates into a per minute charge, which is as low as 20 to 40 to 60. You have various sorts of experts, right, on the platform. And then we offer bonus on every minimum to maximum recharge that you do. So if you do say a recharge of a maximum of 5,000, you get 6,000 on top of it from Photo. And if you do a recharge as low as 150, you still get 50 rupees bonus, right? So the point is you get bonuses on the platform for every recharge you make. And then there is a permanent cost. So you don't need to sit with a therapist for like a 1 hour session that costs you 3,000. You can come in, talk to us about, okay, this was about my day, take a 15-minute conversation, and that's it. It doesn't have to be session after session. You're doing it. Yeah, do you want to talk about? Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that, Pragya. Okay, so coming back to your question, what you said that you really expect. So this is what we are here for to break the stigma. If you guys, the young generation, you do not take the first step in the presence of people who are being non-judgmental, how do you think you can do it at any other point, right? So to break the, we are here to break the stigma, and we expect yes, come forward because that is what inclusion is all about. Social inclusion. When it comes to mental health, also that is what it is all about. And you mentioned about the universities also. So this something like this, what has been organized by your university. This is a step in the direction of providing a mental health service to all the students of their university. So this is how this universities are helping. And yes, they do not talk about the suicide as such, but this is their way of telling that the suicides don't happen in their campus because they are helping providing accessible mental care to everybody on their campus, all the students on their campus. And as you mentioned about the price, you said people don't have a rupee to spare for their mental health. It's all about the priorities.
Maybe, if you feel that I want to make myself, my mindset, I want to make my mindset. Because I believe in the morning when Vice Chancellor Sahab was saying, he said mindset is everything. Mindset will take you high. So if you want to invest on your mindset or a new t-shirt, that is up to you to decide. आप क्या करना चाहते हो? But from our side and from your university side, I have an announcement here that Koto is giving you first month free. Anybody who wants to take that forward, first month on Koto is free. It is on us, right? So please come up, taste what it is, taste how you can take care of your mental health, and move forward with that. So thank you.
That's wonderful.
I know.
Yeah, one last. Yeah, because time is running short. Yeah. Last question. Last brother here.
Yeah, good afternoon. So I'm Ilayat Kumar, I'm presenting. Yeah, the question is that when God is there, spirituality is there, why people have to think of mental health?
Okay, so there's a story which I remember. I think WhatsApp University का story है. Everybody would have heard that. And there was a man who was drowning. Okay, there was a flood in the village. A man was drowning, and he's praying, God, I want you to save me. Right, God, I want you to save me. So there comes a boat. Right, boat आती है. Boat पे they take come with us, come with us. No, God is sending me someone. ठीक है, वो बोट जाने देता है. फिर वो एक प्लान आता है वहां से गुजरता हुआ. वो प्लान पे भी उसका एक साथ में कोई होता है उसके साथ, dog or somebody that jumps on the plank, and that plank is saved, and the dog is telling him come, but he said no, God is sending me someone. Then he sends a helicopter कि आके उसको बचाने के लिए. राइट, हेलीकॉप्टर वाले आते हैं बचाने के लिए. तो वो कहते हैं नहीं, गॉड इज सेंडिंग. फाइनली ही ड्राउन्स, ही डाइज, ही गोज टू हेवन एंड ही आस्क्स गॉड, मैंने आपको इतना बोला, आई आस्क्ड यू कि मुझे आके बचा लो. गॉड सेड मैंने बोट भेजी थी, मैंने प्लान भेजा था, मैंने हेलीकॉप्टर भेजा था. नाउ व्हाट डू यू एक्सपेक्ट, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई spirituality, everything is there, but you have to take the action. Action आपको लेना है. और यहाँ पर God can actually, spirituality can actually not come there. How do you when you reach out to somebody, we will step by step guide you if it is needed towards spirituality, if it is needed towards inside you getting the strength from within you, right? We have to access that, see what is happening, and guide you in a direction. So इसीलिए सब कुछ है, मगर yes, you need to take action.
Just quickly. Last.
Good afternoon, all of you. I am Arshi from Faculty of Education. So I want to know regarding OCD because I got it and I have been facing OCD since 10 years. Please guide me regarding it. Please. Regarding OCD.
Right. So I'm sorry to hear that, and thank you so much for sharing. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder, right? As the name suggests, obsessive thoughts, compulsion, rituals, and that's a disorder which is clinically you are getting obsessively thinking about one thought over and over again. For example, if it's something like, did I close the door? And that thought is not leaving my mind, right? It's constantly there. I did close the door, but I now have to, like, for example, you sat here, you closed the door, you sat here. And then what happened was that thought is running in your mind. Did I close the door? Did I close the door? You are saying it to yourself that you did, but you're not able to control that thought. So you go back again, you close the door again, you make sure the door is locked 3-4 times, and then you come back. So obsessive thought, compulsive ritual to go back and close the door, check it again, and then because this is affecting your day-to-day life, it's a disorder, right? So a clinical psychologist like myself can help you through this. You don't necessarily need to take medicines at all. That's a myth. OCD is curable to a lot of degrees, right? So reach out and take session if you need it. Awesome.
Okay, somebody else with the mic. I can't do that. No. We are running. We have later with the lunch they can talk.
Yes. Please, student, just 5 minutes. We are just concluding.
We have a last
So,
speaker.
उसके बाद
Then you have
concluding for this session. And then audience
We are getting
guests
forward
are
at
there.
2:30. Then you join us for lunch. We have our esteemed speaker. Continuity we are having our next last speaker. Please sit down.
Please take your seats. Guests are still there. Tezzy, Jamia ki please. Huh?
Have patience. We will be concluding in 15 minutes. And those of you who want to interact can do so at the lunch, which is organized for you all only for this interaction at a level where you don't feel inhibited. So you can talk with food to our esteemed invitees. So please settle down and bear with us.
Okay, thank you everyone to stay here because this session was organized just not only for the awareness, as Dr. Mona said, it was also about to take everyone the step ahead, the action. So the attempt is initiated. Now you have to take on. So now here as a chair, I'm just trying to sum up and just with the pointers to tell you people. Here being from the psychology background, from the psychology department, I just want to tell everyone that ये जो terminology आपने कही ना कि therapist and psychotherapist, it is really not that easy for everyone. So आप ये सोचिए कि जब कोई दिक्कत होती है, परेशानी होती है, फिजिकल होती है, हम डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, जब हमारा जहन मेंटल हेल्थ कुछ इश्यूज होते हैं, तो इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट कि क्या चीज है वो परेशान कर रही है, और आप दोस्तों से बात कीजिए, अपने आसपास के लोगों से बात कीजिए, और उसके बाद भी अगर परेशानी सॉल्व ना हुआ, देन आपको सोचना पड़ेगा कि ये प्रॉब्लम तो कंसिस्टेंट बनी हुई, then you need to go ahead and seek something. वहां पे काउंसलर आएंगे, as Pragya said ना, counselors, then psychotherapists, psychologists, then psychiatrists and all. तो ये एक डॉक्टर प्रिस्क्रिप्शन दे सकते हैं, बट थेरेपिस्ट, साइकोलॉजिस्ट, देन काउंसिल थेरेपी मिलती है, जहाँ काउंसलिंग, तो ये बेसिक चीजें हैं, इसलिए जरूरी था आपको दोबारा बताना कि I know many among you are not coming from the psychologists, right? So एक basic ये चीजें, then of course Dr. Mona also talked about many things, self-healing, and the things जो बहुत important है, आपको जैसी हेल्प चाहिए दूसरों को भी चाहिए. So there are few things which are mutual. Sometimes you have to get. So kindness, दूसरे की बात सुनना, empathetic approach कि कुछ problem है, then you have to be there. कहा जाता है ना, friends क्यों होते हैं? They are just there. When you feel frustrated and you reach to the campus because घर पे कुछ हुआ, कुछ assignment नहीं हुआ, कुछ चीजें, और कुछ डांट भी पड़ गई क्लास में लेट पहुंचने, और उसके बाद आपका क्या होता है? You just, so now when you discuss with your friends that talk, and what are the, try to find out कि reason क्या क्या है, कुछ, the moment you start thinking कि क्या वजह थी, rather than just blaming every situation and people, वहां से आपका एक्शन शुरू होगा, because that will help you for a problem solving approach, the action which we all are talking about, right? So that is very important. Then there are few things which you should be trying to do. It will help you, right? It helps to us. Like in the beginning, she asked me, Dr. Mona, to close your eyes. You know, I also did, because I felt, अच्छा मौका है, इतना stress है, work pressure है, right? 2 मिनट 2 सेकंड के लिए थोड़ा सा सुकून तो मिले, and it helped, like, okay, the problem solving approach helped. The challenges are there, I have to solve. That's what you have to start, right? We have to actually अपने आप से सच बोलना है. कई बार communication clear नहीं होता है, हम नहीं जानते emotions की बात की कि emotion, frustration, aggression है क्या है. तो क्या वजह है? Write down. Journaling will help you. It will help you to know your own self, and it will also help you to talk about it. Because जब आपको खुद ही नहीं पता है कि मसला क्या है, तो आप बात करेंगे तो उसके लिए आपको एक्सपर्ट के पास जाना पड़ेगा. तो further basic, like its affordability is really important. It's not that easy thing. And in university, we are having a center also where students can go and free of cost they can avail the facility of counseling also. Now the thing is there, the stigma which is there, it is indeed not stigma free the culture, but we have to take the initiative. We have to work on it. We have to do कि हमारा कोई दोस्त है हम मजाक में भी उससे ना कहें, because अगर हमने मजाक में भी कह दिया when we do use certain things, जानते कहीं ना कहीं उसे हिट हो सकता है और आपको पता नहीं है आपने उसको किस चीज को ट्रिगर कर दिया. So we have to be very empathetic in doing that. Try not to make fun of anyone who actually is suffering from something in general, because एक colleagues और class और students सब में हमारी कौन सी बात कहाँ trigger कर जाए, because in the session few of the students, so आप जब तो we have to be responsible as a student, as a teacher, as a staff of Jamia Millia Islamia, right? And definitely as a community, because it will help through community. And the positive approach, क्योंकि जब optimistic आप approach रखते हैं तभी से शुरू होता है. तो क्या है सबसे important problem solving approach. Then recently I saw that there is a social, not here, I visited Netherlands due to family medical reasons, and I saw everyone there is a social club, and I said, because old age homes are there are many things where people are not available. We are having a blessing in India. We are not utilizing, we are not counting our blessings. We have people around. Why not? So the social connection is very important. We need to value that. And it's very important. There is a series that 100 lives and everything. It is coming up. And the longitudinal study also of Harvard University, Dr. Waldinger in Good Life talked about that the meaningful social connection helps. So why not utilize हमारी तो अपनी तहजीब और इंडियन कल्चर है ही है. हम तो सोसाइटी की बात करते हैं, हम तो फैमिली की बात करते हैं. So please do write 3 people in your life whom you value, whom you can trust, whom you can share without any hesitation, and then value them. If they are, you feel confident, value them, please, and start talking to them. Talking to them about your problem. You might get a direction which you are looking for which you don't need to pay anything. Why not utilize these things? And then, if it is required, definitely go for a professional help, right? So, this connection is going to help you. Why I said? Because अगर कई चीजें इसके बाद भी नहीं होती हैं, because then actually you need a doctor, you need a therapist, you need a counselor. So वो आपको help करेंगे कि आपको किसके पास जाना है, किस experts के पास जाना है, and the expert will be the right person for that. Hobby from the is very important. We are bombarded with many things. I can identify your issues, problem, and let me tell you, we are also having so many responsibilities. And हम भी तो इंसान है ना, overburden हो जाते हैं, stress होता है, multitasking करते हैं. So we all are in our own capacity, right? So what we have to do, we have to make what you have to do now. You have to identify your hobby, and in a day or two, you have to take out some time to do it, right? तो उसको आप quickly करेंगे and break in the monotonous जो routine है उसको break कर देंगे, right? उसके बाद ये चीजें होंगी तो आपको ऑटोमेटिक when you are talking, then walk. Why it is suggested? Because that walking in a positive thought will help us. By this, I have tried to conclude all the things, and with this, and of course, they are there, the professional, and Tanuja ma'am, thank you so much for organizing this. And it is much needed, and all the therapists, psychologists are there, but you need to start. Your friends are there as a counselors. Utilize them. There you don't need to pay penny, right? So value it. Thank you, everyone.
We sincerely thank Professor Samina Bano for chairing this section. As a professor and head of Department of Psychology at Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi, she brings over 2 decades of experience in academia, research, administration, and in expertise in social psychology. Thank you so much, ma'am, for chairing the session wonderfully and guiding us on the importance of meaningful social relations. I now would like to invite our director, Professor Tanuja, to honor and felicitate our distinguished chair and the esteemed guests.
And a smile. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I would like Director ma'am, to felicitate Dr. Mona Gujral for gracing us with her presence today.
Thank you so much. Okay, please.
I would like to invite Professor Samina ma'am. You also join.
Please join everybody.
Students kindly wait. We have students. We have a address. I would now invite Mr. Farhan to deliver the formal vote of thanks for this session and to take over the dais to introduce the next session.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we conclude session one, this session, it is my pleasure to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the Center for the Study of Social Inclusion, Jamia Millia Islamia. First, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our chairperson, Professor Samina Banu, Head Department of Psychology, Jamia Millia, for her insightful remarks and constant encouragement. Ma'am, your presence and guidance have greatly enriched today's session. Our special thanks to our resource persons from Koto, Ms. Pragya Arora and Ms. Mona Gujral for leading such an engaging and meaningful discussion. Your interactive activities, reflections, and practical tools made the session both informative and deeply relatable for the students. Let us carry forward today's message to care for our mental well-being and to build a more understanding and inclusive society. Thank you. We now move to the final session of the day. It is my honor to introduce as I was saying, it is my honor to introduce the distinct guests who have joined us for this important segment of our program. Our first speaker for this session is Mohammad Yusuf, the Executive Director of Haryali Center for Rural Development. Please be seated. This is our final session. Students, please be seated. This is our final session. The lunch will start only after the end of this session. So please be seated. Please come back to your seats. It's going to be a very short session. We are deeply honored to welcome our chief guest, Professor Dr. Majid Ahmed Talikoti, a name synonymous with excellence and compassion in the field of medicine. Dr. Talikoti is the world-renowned cancer surgeon and currently serves as the Honorary Health Commissioner, India GCC Trade Council. With an illustrious career spanning over 2 decades, he has performed thousands of successful oncological surgeries and has been an active advocate for early cancer detection, awareness, and affordable healthcare. We are equally privileged to have Professor Seema Ali from the Department of Psychology, Jamia Millia Islamia, as the chairperson for this session. Our first speaker for this session is Mr. Mohammed Yusuf, the Executive Director of Haryali Center for Rural Development. His dedication, his development professional with decades of experience in rural empowerment, sustainable livelihoods, and environmental conservation. Sir, I would like to invite you to the stage. Yusuf sir, can you please come to the stage?
Good afternoon. I am Mohammed Yusuf. I will talk about the mental health. I don't want to take much time क्योंकि अभी वक्त बहुत कम है, ठीक है? तो we conduct research studies, evaluation, monitoring, and we work for the government of India for several years, and we gained some experience with various issues, including mental health and other social issues. जो हम लोगों ने जो पाया है तो मेंटल हेल्थ इज ये समझ लीजिए कि आजकल एक ऐसा इम्पोर्टेंट इशू है, हर घर में ये प्रॉब्लम है, किसी को टेंशन है, किसी को डिप्रेशन है, किसी को कुछ है, यानी इस पर काबू पाना कोई आसान काम नहीं है। और मैं एक गांव से ही बिलोंग करता हूँ, तो गांव में इसका बहुत ज्यादा वो हो गया है, जबकि फिगर के हिसाब से अर्बन एरिया में डिप्रेशन ज्यादा है और विलेजेस में कम है, लेकिन गांव में भी बहुत बढ़ता जा रहा है। और ये आप अगर देखेंगे तो यूथ के अंदर, स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर बहुत ज्यादा ही डिप्रेशन और टेंशन, एंजाइटी का आजकल चल रहा है। तो खास तौर से जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं हमारे, बहुत पढ़ाई करनी है, बहुत टाइम बिल्कुल नहीं है, ये एक मेजर प्रॉब्लम है कि इसको कैसे कंट्रोल करें। अभी हमारे जैसे डॉक्टर मोना जी ने भी काफी डिटेल में डिस्कशन किया। मैं इस फील्ड में बहुत टाइम से काम करता हूँ, लेकिन जो प्रोफेशनल है जो इस फील्ड में काम करते हैं वो नहीं मिल पाते। इवन हमसे भी अभी पूछते हैं कि एनजीओ में काम करने के बाद भाई किसको दिखाएं, इसको डिप्रेशन हो रहा है, एंजाइटी हो रही है, किसको दिखाएं। एक तो ये प्रोफेशनल मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है, मिल नहीं पाते, लोगों को नॉलेज नहीं है, और इसके साथ साथ जो है दिखाना है वो बहुत बड़ा मसला है। लोग दिखाने नहीं जाना चाहते, लोग डॉक्टर से, साइकियाट्रिस्ट से, साइकोलॉजिस्ट से बात नहीं करना चाहते। मैंने जैसे बताया, तो मैं तो इनका बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ, इन्होंने एक अच्छा यहाँ पर अपना प्रेजेंटेशन दिया। और थोड़ा सा मेरी आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट और है, जो आपकी अगर कोई बिजनेस कार्ड, अगर कुछ भी डिटेल, आपका कॉन्टेक्ट डिटेल वगैरह भी अगर सब लोगों को शेयर कर देंगे तो उससे लोगों को पहुंचने में आपके पास थोड़ा आसानी हो जाएगी। इसी तरह से देखा गया है मैन और वुमेन, अलग अलग कैटेगरीज में है, डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी सभी में है, लेकिन अब औरतों में ज्यादा है, आदमी में कम है। और उसकी वजह ये है कि औरतें जो है, वुमेन जो है खास तौर से, वो घर में रहती हैं और बाहर कम निकलती हैं, तो ये भी एक रीजन है। उनको वो बर्डन भी ज्यादा है, जो वर्किंग है, ऊपर से घर का भी, बच्चों को भी देखना होता है, घर को भी देखना होता है। वुमेन एक ऐसे, उनको बहुत ज्यादा काम करना पड़ता है, और घर के इश्यूज भी बहुत सारे होते हैं, फैमिली इश्यूज होते हैं, उसकी वजह से भी डिप्रेशन या एंजाइटी जो है बढ़ जाती है। जैसे डॉक्टर मोना जी ने एक अपना जो बताया है, इसके अलावा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने भी एक तहकीक मानस करके, भाई साहब जरा थोड़ा दिखाएंगे भैया, ये मोबाइल जो है ना, ये भी डिप्रेशन का, भैया आपसे बता रहे हैं, आप ही कर रहे हैं, आप थोड़ा बढ़ा दे प्लीज। ये जो मोबाइल है ना, ये भी डिप्रेशन का बहुत बड़ा एक रीजन है। क्योंकि हर आदमी जो है इस पर ही लगा हुआ है, इसने समाज को एक तरह तबाह कर दिया, मैं ये कह सकता हूँ। इससे फायदे बहुत हैं, नुकसान भी बहुत ज्यादा है। अगर मैं किसी घर मिलने जाऊंगा, घर के अंदर एंट्री करूंगा तो फोन पे लगा होगा, बैठूंगा तो वो घर वाला भी व्हाट्सएप पे लगा होगा, मैं भी व्हाट्सएप पे लगा होगा। जो वहां पर टाइम है एक सोशल इंटरेक्शन का, वो खत्म हो गया है। सिर्फ व्हाट्सएप या फेसबुक, जो भी बात सोशल मीडिया से रिलेटेड है, और किसी मीटिंग करने जा रहे हैं तब भी पता लगा मोबाइल। अभी भी यही हाल है, आप देख ही रहे हैं मतलब। तो मैं ये बता रहा था एक इनिशिएटिव भैया, वो भाई साहब एक स्लाइड है, ये हेल्पलाइन वाली ऊपर की, ये अगर आप दिखा देंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। नहीं दिखा पा रहे हैं, चलिए कोई बात नहीं। अब एक स्लाइड है हेल्पलाइन की जिसपे मानस है। ओ कैन यू शो द स्लाइड टेली मानस, नंबर मुझे भी नहीं पता, इनिशिएटिव एंड हेल्पलाइन करके जो है। एनीवे मैडम है, इन्होंने तो बता ही दिया है, तो चाहे तो वो एक उस पर भी आप लोगों से बात कर सकते हैं, वो भी 24 आवर्स अवेलेबल है। ये भी गवर्नमेंट इंडिया, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का बहुत अच्छा एक इनिशिएटिव है, और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने इसके लिए सोचा भी है। इसके अलावा हमारे जितने भी लोग हैं सभी का बहुत बड़ा एक रोल है। मेडिकल स्टाफ हो, फ्रंट लाइन वर्कर्स हो, एनजीओ हो। मैं एक एनजीओ में काम करता हूँ तो इसलिए जरूर बताऊंगा कि एनजीओ का भी बहुत बड़ा रोल है। एनजीओ जो है, मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि मेरे पास 5 ही मिनट है, बहुत फास्ट बोल रहा हूँ, इसीलिए मैं 5 मिनट के अंदर अपना पूरा कंप्लीट कर दूंगा। तो एनजीओ का बहुत बड़ा रोल है। एनजीओ अवेयरनेस जनरेशन के बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम कर सकते हैं, करते भी हैं, बहुत सारे एनजीओ फील्ड में काम कर रहे हैं। और फैमिली का भी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल होता है। अगर फैमिली आपको सपोर्ट करती है तो उससे बहुत आपको फायदे रहते हैं। अगर किसी को एंजाइटी हो रही है या किसी तरह की दिक्कत, अगर फैमिली वाले प्यार से उससे बात कर ले, दो लफ्ज भी प्यार से अगर उससे बोलेंगे तो उससे बहुत सुकून मिलता है। और फैमिली वाले अगर उसको डांटेंगे, बदतमीजी करेंगे, तुम्हारे ऐसे ही रहते हो हमेशा, तो उससे काम नहीं चल सकता। तो फैमिली का भी एक अहम रोल है। इसी के साथ साथ 2-3 सजेशन मैं आपको देना चाहता हूँ, ज्यादा नहीं। एक तो जैसे अभी हमारे मंत्री जी जो आए हुए थे, उन्होंने कुछ बताया था, डेली वॉक। डेली वॉक ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट। अगर आप 45 मिनट पर डे वॉक करेंगे, कम से कम 45 मिनट, डॉक्टर का कहना 45 मिनट, 45 मिनट अगर वॉक करें तो उससे आपको बहुत सुकून मिलेगा। अगर आपको एंजाइटी होने से पार्क चले जाए, हरियाली देख लें, मेरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम भी हरियाली है वैसे, आप सिर्फ हरियाली देख लें तो उससे भी आपको बहुत सुकून मिल जाता है। अगर आप पार्क जाए, अगर आपका पल्स रेट बढ़ा हुआ है, पार्क आधा घंटा घूमकर आ जाए, तो मैं समझता हूँ आपको बहुत सारे फायदे हो सकते हैं। स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटी में आप इन्वॉल्व हो, कुछ ना कुछ खेलें, अच्छे ढंग से सोए, ये सारे काम करेंगे तो उम्मीद है कि आपको इससे परेशानी दूर होगी। और हमारे बीच में डॉक्टर माजिद तालीकोटी साहब आए हुए हैं, जो एक बहुत ही जबरदस्त ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट सर्जन हैं, बहुत ही फेमस हैं। अभी भी ऑपरेशन करके ही आ रहे हैं कहीं से, और कैंसर पेशेंट को बहुत ज्यादा ही यानी कि डिप्रेशन होना में रहते हैं ज्यादातर। तो मैं उनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, वो यहाँ आए। मैडम सीमा जी, तनुजा जी, खास तौर से उन्होंने एक इतना इम्पोर्टेंट प्रोग्राम करवाया है, इसके लिए मैं बहुत उनको मुबारकबाद। आज प्रोग्राम भी बड़ा जबरदस्त हुआ। सुबह में तो आधे लोग अंदर थे, आधे बाहर थे, इतना ज्यादा लोग आए हुए थे। प्रोफेसर मुजीब साहब, अरविंद साहब, अबू फैजान और सूफिया जी, सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। थैंक यू सो मच।
Now I would like to invite our chief guest, Dr. Majid Ahmad Talikoti, for his address.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here. I thank Roger and Yusuf Saab and all of you for inviting me for such a important discussion. Because health is not all about physical, but also important part of it is mental health. दिखने में आप फिट हो, सब कुछ आपके पास है, एंड पता चला कि रात में नींद नहीं आती, एंड यू वरीड, as they've introduced me to you all, okay, I'm a cancer specialist, a surgeon by profession. Have you all, among you, anyone or anyone in your family or your neighborhood, have you seen a cancer patient? Just raise your hands. Who has seen? Yes. I have seen myself around 3 lakh cancer patients and operated around 20,000 cancer surgeries. You know, the word cancer, when I told you all, what did come to your mind? Death. So, what will be the mental status of a person who is suffering from the cancer? This type of session or important discussion is, see, we can deal with cancer, but the mental status, if I'm a cancer patient, what I'm going through is definitely unimaginable. As you told, it is. People think it's a passport of death. A person, have you seen Mahima Chaudhary, Sonali Bendre, or Sanjay Dutt, or any politicians like Shah or Mrs. Gandhi or Pawar or any sports star, Yuvraj? What I mean to say is, if I have mouth, I can have mouth cancer. If I have breast, I can have breast cancer. If I have testes, I can have testicular cancer. If I have lungs, if I have colon. Why I'm giving this example? They all also thought, now I'm going to die. But if they die, Yusuf Sabi is here. He's not very age-wise, he's young, but still, he has heard about Mumtaz. Mumtaz actress. 30 years back, she suffered from breast cancer. And today, she's with grandchildren in Dubai. So the moment that came to your mind that it is death, we want by this type of sessions, remove it from your mind that cancer means not death. Cancer means it's just a chapter in your life. Like this session is one session of the total sessions. And it is not your complete week or not complete life. Today's topic, yeah, treating wise, I am there. Like by a surgery, if a person has a breast cancer, she'll have a breast after surgery. A person has a colon cancer will not have a stoma after surgery. If a person has a tongue cancer, after surgery, he will talk, he will speak, he will eat, he will enjoy. Half of the face is removed, but a person will try to live his life. A limb has tumor is there, but the patient will walk, run. What I mean to say is more important. One is the treatment, like you said, cancer means death, a passport. What I mean to say is, it's just, see, what the moment you heard, you thought this is what is going to happen. But it is not the actual reality. If a cancer is diagnosed in stage 1, the chances of cure are how much? Nearly 100%. 90 to 100%. He's right. Stage 2, 70 to 80%. Stage 3, it is 50%. And stage 4, there are very less chances. But believe me, even in stage 4, if the person is strong, though they say nearly 30% there are chances that the patient may survive. Today's topic, if you see, it is like mental health. It is about stigma. Third one is about inclusiveness. First, I told you about a little about cancer. The second part, which is very important, is about mental health. And third part, why people land up in stage 4? Because of the stigma. If I have a lump in the breast, I will not tell my friends. If I have an ulcer in my mouth, सब बोलेंगे यार ये तो तंबाकू खाता था, शराब पीता था, इसको ये problem है. They will think that lump in the breast, like one health minister of our country said, पाप किया तो cancer. No, it's not like that. Proper knowledge is very important. Cancer is not about, see, if I have estrogen, progesterone and I develop a breast cancer, what is the harm in it? If I have a testosterone and I develop prostate cancer, what is the, there's nothing. As I said, if I have breast, I can have breast cancer. If I have tongue, I can have tongue cancer. But the stigma, which is an important aspect of it, if I will know what people will think, it's wrong. मैंने कुछ करने से कैंसर नहीं आता है. Cancer is not about doing some wrong thing, or so this stigma has to go out of our life that breast cancer has nothing to do. Cervix cancer has nothing to do. This stigma has to be removed through such type of what we are discussing. Because since I am a human being, every person who is born will die one day. And the more I live, if I live for 100 years, I'll develop all these diseases, cardiac risk, cancer problems, and all many things. So the idea of today's topic is remove the stigma. कि भाई पीने से, खाने से, कुछ करने से या गलत होने से, nothing it has to do with cancer. Yes, there are some causative agents. जैसे हम दिल्ली में रहते, पोल्यूशन ज्यादा है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. अगर मैं तंबाकू का सेवन कर रहा हूँ, शराब का सेवन कर रहा हूँ, या मैं अपने गलत माहौल में रह रहा हूँ, या something like. But the common man, a female in the house, thinks like, why should I tell my mother? How should I tell my husband? How should I tell my near dear ones? How should I tell my friends? Please. It has nothing to do. आपने कुछ गलत नहीं किया है, कोई पाप नहीं किया. जो पापी होता है उसको कैंसर नहीं होता. ठीक है? So it is, you have to come out of the stigma. You have to come and tell your parents, I see a lump in my breast. I have to tell my husband, I feel a lump in my this. Or I have to tell, why? Because this stigma can lead, the earlier you go, stage 1 small lump, your chances of survival are 100%. You fall into that trap of stigma or fall into that trap कि मैं नहीं बताऊंगी, ये करूंगी. So you're leading into 30%, maybe you will not survive from the disease, because within a month it can go to stage 1, next month it can be in stage 2, next month it can be in stage 3, next month it can be stage 4. Your survival chances from 100 to 0 will come. It is reaching at the right time, right place to a right doctor and getting yourself treated. Cancer is not a passport of death. It is 100% curable. It can be prevented. Right? So now, talking about mental health. I hope a little time is there. I'll not take much. Okay. जैसे मुझे पता चलेगा, जैसे मैंने आपको नाम बोला, पहले तो आप सब लोग मुस्कुरा रहे थे. जैसे मैंने कैंसर बोला, आपका चेहरा, और बेचारा जिसको हो गया, समझो मुझे हो जाता है, तो आई फील सैड. मुझे लगेगा यार आप कॉन्फ्रेंस का यहाँ से उठ के मैं चला जाऊं. Not only sad, गुस्सा कि मुझे कैसे हो गया। फिर उसके बाद व्हाई मी 140 क्या बिलियन अरे इंडिया क्रोर 140 करोड़ उसमें से मैं ही मिला। मैंने कुछ पाप नहीं किया, मैंने कुछ बुरा नहीं किया, मैंने ये नहीं किया। We have to understand it is a common problem. मैंने बोला फिल्म स्टार में होता है, मैंने बोला स्पोर्ट्समैन में होता है, मैंने बोला आपको जो अच्छे फिट सब कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं, खा रहे हैं, पी रहे हैं, सब एलाइट लाइफ में रह रहे हैं, फिल्म स्टार्स हैं, पॉलिटिशियंस हैं, सबको हो रहा है। और मैंने ये भी बोला कि मैंने 3 लाख तो सारे सुपरस्टार तो मेरे पास नहीं आए होंगे, कॉमन मैन आए होंगे। So what I mean to say it can happen to any one of us. And now I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm feeling right now I was saying that I'm the chairman of so many medical hospitals. I'm thinking I'm a health company. I'm thinking कि भाई मैं तो ये हूँ और suddenly कैंसर होता है तो ना मैं सुपरस्टार रहा, ना मैं पॉलिटिशियन रहा, ना मैं कुछ रहा. It is only the mental status. Why give you an example of Mumtaz? 30 years she has survived. Means every cancer patient will survive provided gets the right treatment and the right. I give you an example of Himanshu Roy. He was a super cop. बॉम्बे में बड़ी चर्चा थी. वो एनकाउंटर स्पेशलिस्ट था. He developed brain tumor. अब जाके उसकी हिस्ट्री पढ़िए. He shot himself. He thought I'm in stage 4, I will die. And he shot with a pistol whom he had shot so many notorious people. He shot himself. So these type of sessions are from taking you from a point of suicide to a healthy life like Mumtaz enjoying in Dubai. So then what else happens in cancer? You are depressed. You feel what? This is the end of life. Physically, mentally, socially. You avoid your family members. You isolate yourself. You feel helpless. All this mental status is just a state of mind. If I think no, now if I take cancer survivors, I talk to them, they will say, यार हम तो जी रहे 30 साल हो गए कैंसर हो गए, वो तो हम तो हॉस्पिटल डॉक्टर सब भूल गए. And then talking to your family members, being in touch with them, then your society, जैसे अभी बता रहे थे वॉक करना 45 minutes, मैं तो कहूँगा एटलीस्ट to come out of any mental problem, you have to walk. I don't say bodybuilding, weightlifting, but at least going out, enjoying, being healthy. Then, not leaving your important issues. If you're on an important post, carry on with your little work. Maybe work from home. Or maybe then, the moment I isolate myself from the society, खाली बैठता तो इंसान के दिमाग में आता कैसे पेशेंट्स कल ऑपरेट करने के हैं, तब भी मैं सोच रहा कैसे ऑपरेट करूंगा इतने केसेस. इसी वजह से एक पेशेंट नहीं आया तो फिर क्या होगा मेरा. सो आवर मेंटल इज व्हाट anyhow every time it is trying to target. Yeah, I'm just completing now. So so these are the things. Now how to get yourself out of all this? There are experts, there are counselors, there are psychologists sitting here, and there are psychiatrists, but still one is, do not isolate yourself. मैदान के अंदर रह के खेलो. Deal with your finances yourself. Carry on your routine. जैसे आप सुबह वॉक करते थे, आफ्टरनून में ये करते थे, ठीक है, you're a little fatigued, you're taking medicines, chemotherapy and all that, but be in touch. Be connected to your friends. Discuss with them. If you feel you're developing a tendency, यार ये कैंसर भरी जिंदगी से अच्छा मुझे मरना है, that is the time you need to consult a psychologist, psychotherapist, and they will give you medicine, they will give you this, but do not isolate yourself. Okay, so mentally you have to be very strong. Then come out of the stigma. Cancer is not a contagious disease, does not spread from one to all. Remember the situation in Corona. Tanuja ma'am also thought, yaar abhi kya ho gaya? We are finished. And I also thought, I'm finished. Okay? But we came out of it. Similarly, we will come out of it. Like Mahima, Sonali, Shah, Gandhi, Yuvraj, everyone is surviving, will all survive. So these type of sessions are required for us so that we come out mentally strong. And yes, like Mumtaz, we should, what I mean to say. So it's very important mentally and physically. Cancer needs to be treated. It has two aspects: surgery, cancer, chemo, radiation, and plus mental aspect of it. The stronger we are mentally, the longer life we have. Thank you so much.
I'll go on my own. I know every one of you are waiting for the lunch, and I'm the odd one this time, awkward in a very awkward situation. But I'll just take few minutes. We all of us are talking about mental health and stigma and all. And why? What is mental health these days? This has I know it's an issue, but it has become a fashionable thing right now. Why we are saying, people and the students are coming, those who are not able to deal with day-to-day difficulties, they complain, हमें depression है. No, it's not a depression. It is your mental ability which are not able to solve the problem. So not solving the problem, then you are saying anxiety हो रही, घबराहट तो होगी, जब काम पूरा नहीं हुआ, तो घबराहट तो होगी ही होगी. So you have to deal with all those things. And who will decide that this is a stigma? You and me. This is the society. Why should we bother about the stigma? Nothing is there which is a stigma. You people are deciding and you people are promoting that this is a stigma. When you can go for your flu to the doctor, why can't you go for counseling? Why can't you go for depression or for something else? You have to seek help. It is basically asking help, isn't it? तो आप जब तक आप अपने आप नहीं खुलेंगे, even yesterday, this is the recent, encounter with one of my, I would not say the patient, the client, somebody has referred to her. She came and she was not able to communicate all the difficulties to the family. And she was just, suicidal tendencies or सारी चीजें थी उसके अंदर. Just merely talking to her. Everybody is talking about the social support and everything. Just merely talking to her, she was so calm and composed, and she could see कि हाँ ये मेरे अंदर कमी है, मैं कर सकती हूँ. और रही बात, आप सब लोगों ने इतनी अच्छी अच्छी बातें सबने कही है, मैं बहुत ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेना चाहती. सबसे बड़ी बात यही है कि आप reach out करें. Everyone, Professor Samina has talked about, I'm just forgetting the name, lady in Renta Sari, she has also, and both of you sitting on the dais, they have also talked about reaching out. Just, catharsis करें, share करें. शेयर करना सिर्फ ये मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ, शेयर करना रील्स शेयर करना नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. व्हाट्सएप मैसेज शेयर करना नहीं. शेयर योर फीलिंग्स विद someone who can understand you. There are people who would manipulate you, but there are people who really wants to help you. So go to them, reach to them, isn't it? And trust in the family. Now today's what is happening, there is no trust in the family. Family को भी trust करिए. I know every family is not that equipped that they could provide you help and all, but it's still they need your they want to support you. They need कि हाँ आप अच्छे हो, तो reach out to them. तो सबसे बड़ी बात जो मैं कह रही हूँ इंक्लूजन की है, ये लोनलीनेस और सोशल एक्सक्लूजन जो है, they are not same. Okay. They are different things. Social exclusion wo hai when the institutions they are not realizing that it should be included. Loneliness is something different, and loneliness is the cause of everything. And रही बात affordability की, मैंने थोड़ा ही से सुना affordability की. Let me tell you that in our university system, we have so many things, and please come to us. Professor and head Department of Psychology is sitting there. We have mental promotion unit in the department, and it is open to all. And the timings are 2 p.m. to 4:30. There are psychologists sitting there, and we are just advocating there. and just listening. And I can't give you the statistics now. It's been a few months now. It is running that people, the students, they are coming to us and just merely talking and sharing the things. They are able to, sort it out their problems. So it is not that great. And if they are not able to solve the problems, we send them to the counseling center, which is also it's part of the university. Okay, how many are you aware of that? One or two. Look at you. So you have to reach out. Nobody would come to you. आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि क्या क्या आपके लिए facilities दी जाती हैं. And then on other day I have shared this also that we have requested our vice chancellor and the registrar sahab to to call psychiatrists in the Ansari Health dispensary also. That would really help you. लेकिन provided कि आप अपनी बात हमारे सामने रखें, तो आपका पेट में चूहे कूद रहे होंगे डेफिनेटली. मैं अब और चीज नहीं कहूंगी, लेकिन सिर्फ यही कहना चाहूंगी, स्टिग्मा पे ध्यान मत दीजिए. प्लीज रीच आउट. और अर्ली डिटेक्शन बहुत जरूरी है. अर्ली साइन देख लीजिए अपने अंदर भी और अपने आसपास भी. If people, they are showing little abnormal signs, you have to take care of that. Withdrawal hai, poor concentration hai, these are not normal things. Please do take care of yourself, and I congratulate the Professor Tanuja to organize such a wonderful program. It was much needed. I'm sorry I couldn't share. I wanted to share more and more, but thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
I would like to request Professor Tanuja, Director CSSI, to felicitate the guests on the stage. Yeah, sorry. Dr. Majid Ahmed Talikoti. Mr. Yusuf. Professor Shima Ali. Thank you so much, ma'am. Finally, I would also like to thank all our distinguished guests, speakers, and faculty members for taking time.